there's another example. You have a lying informant, John Pennisi, doing polls on his page, right? So what does he do? He obviously don't like what I'm doing. He don't like the information I put out. He probably got all banged up that Bill Fenton was on and totally knocked his lies out of the water. So what does he do? He puts up a picture of my father. He does a poll, and you got all the simps weighing in on the poll. And when I laugh at that, do they think that means anything? The audience of a lying informant who beats women, okay, who, well, there's a few other things that went on after that I can't get into because it's part of the appeal, but who has a problem with women, let's just put it that way. There's always an issue with women, whether it's stalking women or knocking their teeth out. There's always a situation. Does he think that poll, would I expect anything else? I guarantee that poll says, yeah, he's guilty. It's common sense. You have an informant putting up a poll. Obviously, everybody who's subscribed to this informant believes every word out of his mouth, hook, line, and sinker. They're starstruck. That's not my demographic. That's not the audience I appeal to. I don't care about these elementary polls to try to get rises out of people. I could do my own poll if I want. I'll put up a poll that says, did John Pennisi knock his girlfriend's teeth out? And I'll show some documents to support that poll. I actually did an episode on it. People could listen to the episode and then they could decide if he did or didn't and burnt somebody's hair. Then people could decide. I could do my polls as well, but what does that do? What does that do? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to put out my information. I'm here to explain things that I've experienced within the law. And I'm here to talk about my interpretation of how things will work. And that's why I laugh when people are like, oh, he said this is wrong, or that's wrong. Who's telling you it's wrong? Somebody's interpreting it differently? Yeah, of course. That's why you have the prosecutor. They must have never stepped foot in a courtroom. Because think about it. If they stepped foot in a courtroom, they would see one motion given by the defense, which cites all kinds of case law, all kinds of segmented law, whereas they'll be able to cite the actual location within law books, within Westlaw, within Lexis, whatever it may be. They would see that and be like, oh, they won the case. They cited all these things. They're 100% right. Well, they must have never not stepped into a courtroom because that's one part of the process. Now, the prosecution submits their brief or their motion in opposition to the defense and cites all of their case law and cites all of their notations from various sources. And then it's up to the judge to read it all, interpret it, and decide what they feel falls in line with the law and to make sure whatever motion they deal with is applied toward the law in their opinion. That's what it boils down to. So I just laugh when people try to come out and say, oh, you got this wrong. I didn't get anything wrong. That's how things work. That's my interpretation of the law as it applies. Those are the steps I laid out as they apply to find out certain things. Now, you could argue it. You could say you wouldn't find it that way. Okay, welcome to the legal system. That's how it works. You have people on both sides arguing different things. You have prosecutions all the time. A prosecutor arguing one point, a defense attorney arguing another point. Then it's up to the jury and the judge. Now, I know I'm not going to appeal to the judge, so that's out of the equation. It's not even on my radar. So the small step I could do, the small contribution I could give is to appeal to the open-minded public, not the public who just believes every word out of an informant's mouth because they're starstruck, because they're running clip channels where they're putting up clips of organized crime guys every day because they're fascinated with these guys. No, that's not who I'm appealing to. Those are their own little world where they idolize a certain type of individual. That's not what I appeal to. They have you know what? There's a perfect example of how it works. They have their way of viewing things. All of the people who are in line with the lying informants, who believe every word out of their mouth, they have their own way of viewing things. And then I have a different way of viewing things. I try to look at it from the defendant side, from the fact side, from the discovery side, from the information given to me side. I try to use all of that to offer to my audience why I interpret things the way I interpret them and why I conclude the way I conclude. And that's what kind of, I think on social media there's a huge disconnect where people are right fighters in a lot of issues where there's no definitive right or wrong. It's interpretation and it's opinion. and it's knowledge based, and it's how you reach those facts, how you reach those conclusions. You have to have some substance to clarify and to reason why you came to the final determination you came to. You can't just say, well, I saw this, I saw that, I'm looking at this. Okay, what is it that you're looking at? Did you investigate it? How far did you investigate it? Again, did you order the minutes? Did you go for the expense of ordering all of those hearing minutes? Did you go for the expense of ordering all the motions on a case if they're talking about a case? Did you go through all the motions? Did you read all of the different evidence and all the different arguments that the defense may have made prior to trial to fully understand the evidence or lack thereof? 90% of these people never did that. And to me, it's amusing. They voice these strong opinions, and they're so certain on things that they really have no idea about. If you start asking them, okay, what happened at this hearing? Can you tell me the minutes at that hearing? Can you tell me who was present? Or say you start asking them about a motion. Can you tell me about that motion that was submitted? Did you see that the prosecution agreed that the transcript they gave was inaccurate, and they had to redo the transcript because you prove that the wording and the verbiage they were trying to cite in that audio was not an accurate depiction? And that's why I tend to not offer my opinion on things until I really understand the whole picture for myself. I want to understand all the elements and all the factors at play, and then I make my conclusion. And again, it's my conclusion. It's myself weighing all of the information that's available to me, everything that I've come across, and then concluding. It's interpretation, very similar to what goes on in the legal system. And that's what I want jurors to understand. Do not have the prosecution, do not have the defense tell you how to interpret something.